social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
All right. Let's look at it this morning. This is looking at the Washington Free Beacon, and I haven't been able to corroborate this at many other sources that are not already quoting the Washington Free Beacon. So this seems to be the original source. So, of course, take this with a grain of salt. What are you talking about, Jason? Okay, thanks so much. DOGE finds $2 billion in taxpayer funds earmarked for Stacey Abrams linked group. And if you remember earlier this year, we've actually talked about Stacey Abrams' group was, her super PAC was hit with a huge fine because of some shenanigans that were going on. So imagine this. So the EPA chief, Lee Zeldin, says, revelation extremely concerning. Say it ain't so, Stacey. Say it's not so. All right, let's get going. DOGE discovered $2 billion in taxpayer funds set aside for a fledgling nonprofit linked to perennial Georgia Democrat candidate Stacey Abrams. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, under Biden administration awarded Power Forward Communities the grant in April 2024. Wow, that was just a year ago, barely. And I think they were just hit without the C at the end of the article. It talks about the fine that was hit on her group as well. As part of the agency's Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund program, Power Forward Communities received the Green Energy Grant despite the fact that it was founded months earlier in late 2023 and never managed anywhere near the grant's dollar figure. It reportedly just $100 in total revenue during the first 3 months of operation, according to its latest tax filings. So it was a very young organization, probably less than 6 months, had $100 in the bank, and they were granted a $2 billion grant. Nothing shady there at all. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to see. Let us continue. Power Forward Communities grant was one of just 8 Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund grants that the EPA doled out in April 2024. And that together totaled $20 billion. Wow, that was 1/10 of the error. Wow, that is crazy. I can't imagine that. So they gave out in 8 organizations, and Stacey Abrams' organization received 1/10 of that. That's a lot of money, though. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin announced it on February 13th that his staff and Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, officially discovered that the Biden administration parked that same $20 billion at an outside financial institution before leaving office, limiting the federal government's oversight of the program. The revelation of the Power Forward Communities is among the beneficiaries of the fund Zeldin's team located raises ethical questions about how the Biden administration selected recipients of such massive grants and whether it played favorites when doling those grants out. Abrams was a vocal proponent of the Biden administration's green energy agenda and campaigned for former Vice President Kamala Harris. It also appears that to validate concerns expressed for years by Republicans that Biden administration allies would prop up organizations that were specifically designed to receive federal funding under programs like the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, which was created to operate as a green bank by Democrats' Behemoth Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Okay, that makes sense. I made a commitment to the members of Congress and the American people to be a good steward of tax dollars, and I've wasted no time in keeping my word, Zeldin told the Washington Free Beacon when we learned about the Biden administration's scheme to quickly park $20 billion outside the agency. We suspected that some organizations were created out of thin air just to take advantage of this. Man, that's dirty work. That's some nasty work. As we continue to learn more about where some of this money went, it is even more apparent how far-reaching this widely accepted this waste and abuse has been. The EPA administrator continued, "It's extremely concerning that an organization that reported just $100 in revenue in 2023 was chosen to receive $2 billion. That's 20 million times the organization's reported revenue." Power Forward Communities and Abrams did not respond to requests for comment. Power Forward Communities was established in October 2023. So, about 6 months old. It's a coalition of groups led by Rewiring America, a wing group that advocates for the electrification policies and transition away from fossil fuel dependency. Abrams, who serves as Rewiring America Senior Counsel, said at the time that she was thrilled to be a part of the Power Forward Communities Coalition. This is how we expand access to clean energy, by prioritizing housing, equity, and resilience, she wrote in her X post. According to his website, Power Forward Communities is the first nationwide program to finance home energy efficiency upgrades at scale. The group states that its mission is to assist homeowners, developers, and renters with home upgrades, replacing gas-powered appliances like traditional stovetops with electric appliances like an induction stovetop. In its only press release to date, Power Forward Community said that in addition to induction stoves, it would use the $20 billion received from the EPA to help install heat pump water heaters, solar panels, home battery systems, EV chargers, and weatherization upgrades. For an organization that has no experience in this, that is literally just established and had $100 in the bank to receive a $2 billion grant, it doesn't just fly in the face of common sense. It's out and out fraud, Daniel Turner, the executive director of energy advocacy group Power the Future, alleged in an interview with Free Beacon. Power Forward Communities lists a large number of partners on its website that it works with to implement its mission. Among the partners are the Southern Economic Advancement Project, Fair Count, two left-wing nonprofits funded by Abrams in the wake of the 2018 Georgia gubernatorial election defeat. The Southern Economy Advancement Project, which seeks to boost racial equity and economic power in the South, is a fiscally sponsored project of the Tide Center, a group known for giving millions of dollars to left-wing environmental and social activist organizations, according to the Influence Watch. Power Forward Communities' list of partners also includes the American Federation of Teachers and the AFL-CIO, two powerful Democratic-aligned labor unions. American Federation of Teachers President Randy Weingarten and Abrams both serve as the National Advisory Board for Climate Power, which helped launch a $55 million advertising campaign in September to support Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. Yeah, nothing problematic there at all. Makes perfect sense. President Trump was elected with the mandate of the American people to stop fraud and abuse by leaders who irresponsibly shovel boatloads of cash to the far-left advocacy groups in the name of environmental justice and climate equity instead of serving the American people, Zeldin said. Those days are over. Shortly before leaving office, Biden's EPA parked $20 billion located by the Zeldin team and DOGE officials in an account at Citibank. While the 8 recipients of the funding, which in addition to the Power Forward Communities includes groups like Climate United Fund, Coalition for Green Capital, Inclusive, and Justice Climate Fund, have only tapped into a small slice of the funding so far, the arrangement restricts the Trump administration's ability to claw the funds back, though Zeldin has made retrieving the funds a priority. All right. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was at the end of this, but it might have been another. It talks about Stacey Abrams and that fine that her group was received earlier. But man, this is getting pretty wild. So this is on the Washington Free Beacon. I'll make sure that the link is down below. Hopefully more will come of it and we can corroborate this with other sources as well. But let me know what you think about it down below. Are you surprised? Does any of this surprise you at all? What would you do if you were given $2 billion and you only had $100 in the bank at the current time? What would you do? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.